just start writing, okay? Do it right now. So this is plan a journal session with me. Remember, this is being done in the context of a commonplace book or commonplace binder, as this is Commonplace Binder 101. So you just want to start writing. And you can plan as you write. If you don't write it down, you will eventually forget, and then things will get very annoying because, well, you forgot. So just write it down. Take the action right now of writing it down. Yeah, I mean, you can just have like a piece of scrap paper. That's fine. You don't have to worry about it. That's kind of nice. Also, nobody has to see your journal, unless you're doing it for like school or something, which would suck. But yeah, if somebody has to see it, it might be a little bit harder to write stuff down. But if nobody has to see it, you can just write whatever. Like, you can write spaghetti over and over again and then be like, that was crazy. So choices. One of the choices that people make in their lives, or at least the one that I've chosen to make, is throwing spaghetti at the wall in terms of video topic ideas. So if you have a specific idea you think I should choose, remember to vote on one of those in the community tab. Probably still have them up. Postponing. So when I create the video title ideas, I am kind of postponing the actual journaling session, which is kind of a problem. But I won't postpone it forever. Hopefully you don't postpone your journaling forever. Do it. Come on. You could write about squirrels. You could write about lamps. Doesn't matter. But I hope a lamp would shine some idea on the subject. Write it down. I feel like we already talked about this. Part of the problem with creating something like this is haven't done it before. And that's what happens when somebody doesn't plan properly. Now, I will have to say, in my defense, it is very challenging to come up with 100 videos. Yeah. When nobody has seen any of them. But at least it's colorful this time, you know? Beforehand, it was like white over here and white here, and like that was it. But now, it's always at least 2 columns. And sometimes it's all 4. And the first 3 are colorful. So maybe you should make your journal colorful if you want to. If you want to make it interesting. But maybe that's not your style. That's yeah. It's pretty obvious that's not mine. This is not super colorful. But yeah, you know, you can do whatever you want. Maybe you want to write in Sharpie. If you do that, probably have something underneath so you don't have stuff that bleeds through the page. That'd be very inconvenient. Brain dump. Just write it down, okay? So like, I know I mentioned write it down, and I'm saying just start writing. This is about planning, so like technically you should think about the thing before you actually do it, but like just throw all of your ideas on the page as to like what you are going to plan out. Are you going to break it down by, you know, creating a bunch of main points, and then you're going to turn that into a script for something? That could be fun. The way I created this was, you know, looked through a whole bunch of different video ideas, divided them into different categories, and then wrote down a bunch of things that I saw people talking about on that subject, and then tried to write a script, and then as I wrote the script, whatever a little blurb had the most stuff, broke that into 2. So I don't think colorful was here before. But it is now, so that's fun. But obviously, you know, some of these were here, as we've got with me, and journal, and session. Pretty sure those were there when I came up with the title idea. But yeah, you know, now we finished the brain dump. What do we do when it comes to picking? Well, hopefully we're not talking about picking one's nose. We are picking to stay on subject and talk about all the different ways that we could start. So, how do you plan? When do you plan? Where do you plan? Yeah, like who would wear one why? How important? Yeah. So it might be easier to do the planning if you're doing this digitally, as you might get the idea online and also be online at the same time, so you can just write it down and you don't have to, like, you know, change directions a whole bunch of different times, which can get really annoying. Kind of like the little camera shake I added by moving the floor. Paper. So you can do this on paper. I mean, this itself is paper, so that's fine. I mean, this is paper. You can really plan however you want. This is super obvious, but as I talked about in the previous video, sometimes it's good to say the obvious thing, and I think that's why some people have, you know, a PhD on water is wet, because, like, somebody does need to claim it at some point. With me. Do you need to be the one claiming it with me? Do we plan? I don't know. What are we even doing here? You should be journaling right now. Stop watching the video. I feel like this session is just roasting people and myself. So if you wanted this to go down in a slightly different way, maybe that'll show up in ways to journal. Maybe I will have figured out how to plan, and then we can actually talk about the ways to do it. So, like, maybe you write with a pencil or a pen or on paper or on your computer or with a person. Maybe you have to think about a person when you're planning this out. Or maybe you'll actually just Google ideas, like I should have done before this video. So, thank you for watching. If you want to see me struggle through talking about ways to journal, even though this is more of a commonplace binder channel and playlist, check out the next video, Ways to Journal. It's probably titled more like Ways to Journal in a Commonplace Binder or a Commonplace Book, but maybe not. We'll see. Anyways, just rambling, so I'll see ya. Okay, bye.